And by level 17, we can get Vibranium. I wish we got earlier, but... I have some time to kill.
Oh, coming on the right.
Human Torch in the house, yo! Supernova!
Benjamin J. Grimm, reporting for duty.
What the fuck?
It's clobbering time!
The White Queen's reign begins.
Kneel, peasants!
Today, the Age of Ultron begins.
Oh, that's dirty. Oh, that's dirty. Oh, that's dirty.
Damn. Seasonal oppression got hands. Okay, work. Yeah, we can do work. Let's see. We need to, What the fuck?
Introducing in this corner,
Oh, what the fuck now?
task paralysis.
Fuck! Okay, full disclosure, the start of this script was back in season 1 of Rivals. Like, before the second half of the Fantastic Four came out. So if some info is a bit wrong, please forgive me. Though, I don't think Panther got any big changes that affect the build, so let's bell through and see what we're doing here, right? T'Challa, king of the Wakandan Empire, chosen of Bast, the tickle monster himself, Black Panther. A good Black Panther's a terror to strategists everywhere. As always, we're making him in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and as always, there's decades of material to draw from, myriad versions to be inspired by, and more forms of media than anyone can reasonably be consumed. So, we will limit our focus to the Marvel Rivals and only dipping into other media if needed. Feel free to alter, swap out, or modify anything said here. So, what is it we're looking for? Well...
I am king of my people, god of our gods.
Okay, so we need nobility, the chosen of a god.
Welcome to the jungle. You are my prey.
That can hunt down prey, mark enemies, and focus down an opponent very quickly.
Crafted from pure vibranium.
Oh, and of course the vibranium suit. So we have a few ways we can build him. Let's start with the ABCs. Ancestry, background, and class. Ancestry. Like many of Marvel's cast, we'll be starting with human. We could make him easier with catfolk, but he's in fact human. We could grab Beastkin Panther as a versatile heritage, but Panther's cat-like features are more aesthetic than mechanical. We'll be picking up Talos as a versatile heritage. Why?
This herb is merely one source of the Panther's legendary power.
Yeah, that. While the herb does not give him vibranium skin, it does give him power, and is the easiest way to get metal skin without magic. We'll grab strength and constitution from this. His background. I waffled on between raised by belief and royalty. On one hand, he's a strong believer in Bast, and that pantheon, having been raised not only to revere her, but also be her chosen. However, the longer I sat with him, the more I wanted to focus on his royal bloodline.
No true king makes decisions only for himself.
So we'll be starting with royalty, giving us a boost in charisma, and we'll take Dex as well. He's quite stealthy. And finally, class. I looked into monk, cleric, even exemplar, and champion, but in the end, I went with ranger. Hold on a minute. Hold on. D&D Ranger and Pathfinder Ranger are very different. One of them is actually good. There is a special subclass for Ranger called Vindicator, combining the hunting aspects of the Ranger and the divine guidance and devotion of a cleric, even being granted a ranged attack that marks a target.
Bast, guide my spear!
From Ranger, we'll get a boost in strength, and from Vindicator, we'll get Vindicator's Mark, a ranged spell attack that throws a dart for a bit of damage and then marks the target, making them take more damage from each of our next attacks.
My aim is true.
Now, to note, we have to select a god.
I was chosen by Bast. Let me show you why.
So who's the closest equivalent? Well, there are 3 cat gods that quickly come to mind. Bastet, Adonye, and Sekhmet. While Bastet has the closest name, and does also refer to the same god that inspired Bast in the comics, she's about secrets and revelry. That's not what we're looking for. The Lady of Slaughter, Sekhmet, is pretty straightforward. Blood and war. And while
Bast shows no mercy.
it's not really the mindset that made Wakanda a kingdom of its size or power. Adonye, on the other hand, a god of warmth, solitude, and keeping one's counsel, fits very well, so we'll make her our equivalent. Also, I know in the game, she's kind of like bloodthirsty, but it specifically states in the lore that she's being influenced by an outside force to be more bloodthirsty. So that is not usually how she's depicted in Marvel Rivals. To finish our stats, we'll grab a boost in Strength, Dex, Con, and Wisdom. I thought about Intelligence instead of Wisdom, but a good king is wise, so we'll boost that instead. And to finish off level 1, we'll take the Gloomseer feat from Human to See in Low Light, we'll grab Dark Vision later, and Monster Hunter from Ranger, letting us freely make a knowledge check when we hunt prey. Oh, and hunt prey, which lets us track down our prey even better than we were already, because we'll get trained in athletic survival diplomacy and stealth, leaving our stats looking like this. Not bad. So, let's see how far we can take him. At level 2, we must pick up Vindicator Dedication, which lets us essentially roll diplomacy with people in a city that has our church, and a +2 if they follow the same god.
Our empire must have Bast's blessing if we are to prevail.
Oh, look at that. Our skill feat will be Catfall to reduce damage from falls. This will get so good that we basically take no fall damage in the future. What about our free dedication feat? Well, this one's going to need a little help from our DM, because we're going to take the Wild Mimic as our dedication. What is Wild Mimic? Well, it's essentially a martial artist, but gets their abilities after watching animals do it, such as Pounce, Roar, or Rend. Quite fitting for the Black Panther, but we will have to have seen a creature use abilities similar to the ones we want to pick up, hence the need to involve our DM on this one. For level 3, we'll become trained in religion, letting us speak with our people better, and our general feat will be untrained improvisation, letting us be okay at most things, even when we aren't trained in it. We could get fleet, which would increase our movement speed, but we'll grab that in the future. Level 4, we'll grab Tiger Stance from Wild Mimic, giving us claw attacks, but we'll have to drop any armor we had up to this point, so Dex will become a necessity from here on out. To help with this, we'll take Farabellus Flip, giving us a +2 to AC for a reaction, and our skill feat will be Student of the Cannon, letting us play with the Chosen of Bast motif. At level 5, we'll boost Strength for better damage in the future, Dex for better AC, Constitution for even more health, and Wisdom for better marking potential. And our Ancestry feat. We could grab Precious Metals to infuse our claws with cold iron or silver, but if we wait until level 13 to take it, we can choose Adamantine, which feels far more vibranium to us. We could also take Elemental Eyes to give us Dark Vision, but we would have had to have taken that at level 1. So we'll take a Dark Seer from Human to get Dark Vision that way. While we would like to boost Acrobatics to reduce fall damage, we need Society for our next skill feat. Lastly, we get a choice with Trackless Journey, being able to cover our tracks in nature or an urban setting. While either would work, all the maps and rivals are urban, so we'll take that. At level 6, our Ranger feat is Skirmish Strike, letting us move and strike in the same action, and Primal Proportions from Mimic, to make a version of his ult in-game. We'll get a slightly stronger one later on, but for now this is really good. We'll grab Leverage Connections as our skill feat to let us call on the Empire for assistance. Level 7, we'll raise Nature to Master. We don't need it right at this moment, but we will around level 10. Grab Incredible Initiative, giving us a +2 at the start of battle. And this is where we get a little weird. It might seem odd going Monk Dedication at level 8 after going Wild Mimic, and kind of getting most of what Monk has in different ways. But there is a reason to my madness, which will reveal itself fully at level 10. And as our archetype feat, we'll get a Monk feat. that feat being Dancing Leap, letting us leap further, higher, and take less fall damage. And our skill feat will be Kip Up, so if somehow we fall prone, we can get back up without taking an action. At level 9, we get Nature's Edge from just being a ranger, making enemies off guard to us in difficult terrain. And for our Ancestry feat, we could make ourselves resistant to one type of physical damage, but as much as it would fit with having the Vibranium suit, he doesn't actually have reduced damage from certain targets, so we'll grab the General Training to get another level 1 General feat, and we'll take Toughness to get even more health. We really kinda need it. Okay, level 10. So, we cap our strength at +5 and boost everything else for the same reasons as before. Our Ranger feat is Master Monster Hunter, letting us roll Nature whenever we make a knowledge check against any creature. And we get our crit effects, even on a success. And we'll get Monk's Flurry. With Monk's Flurry, the build is kinda done. We can combine marking, movement, and striking actions to make us strike often and keep us on our toes. We'll keep going, but feel free to go in any direction you would like from here.
Crafted from pure vibranium.
Right. We'll get that at level 13. 17, actually. Until then, go whatever direction you want. We'll also grab Consult the Spirits to speak with our dead ancestors and seek their counsel. For level 11, we get a few things. A Fortitude boost, we get to ignore difficult terrain, and a skill boost. The only real decision is a general feat. We don't have all that many options, but we'll take Fleet to make us faster, and we'll need it after our level 19 Ancestry feat. Now, level 12, we can have some fun. While we could get a Ranger feat, let's grab something to mimic his ult with the Roar Mimic. And from Monk, we can boost his speed or his will save. While in-game, he's a little bit faster than everyone else. We already have a boost to speed, so let's bump up his will with Path to Perfection. Grab whatever skill you want. So, here's level 13. We take Precious Alloys from Talos, giving our strikes the Adamantine property. We'll get Adamantine Skin at level 17, so again, build how you want till then, but we'll keep going with our build here. With level 14, we take Pounce Mimicry, another great simulacrum of his Dash Strike, and from Monk, we'll take Key Cutting Strike. Not only is it a different kind of mark we can do, it'll give us another focus point, allowing us to throw another...
Bast, guide my spear!
Yes, Vibranium Spear. At level 15, we'll boost Dex, and we'll pick Charisma for a feat. But you could easily grab Int, and a partial boost to Constitution and Wisdom. And that feat we'll grab is Home in Every Port, easily flavored as calling upon your subjects to request lodging for the night. With level 16, we get Legendary Monster Hunter to get even more bonuses versus our marked targets. Now, we'll take Monk moves to give us a speed boost, but we won't get to keep it. Adamantine Skin comes with a minus 10-foot speed penalty, which we'll get right now with level 17. We'll take the Talos feat Metallic Skin to coat ourselves in Vibranium, though only once per day. And we gain the Ranger ability Masterful Hunter, different from Master Monster Hunter, making our prey weak to our attacks and spells even more. And all joking aside, that really is everything to make Black Panther. You can stop here, but I'm obligated to keep going, so here we go. Level 18, we'll grab Flying Kick from Monk, and with our Ranger feat, we'll swap it out to take the only other feat in Vindicator that we want, Vindicator's Judgment, giving us the focus spell of the same name, making our targets weak to our attacks, also increasing our focus pool. At level 19, we get Swift Prey, letting us hunt for a free action. And the general feat we'll grab is True Perception. Remember, he has very good senses, letting us see through any illusion, morph, or polymorph near us. And finally, level 20. We'll boost Dex, Con, Int, and Charisma. We'll grab Wall Run from Monk, which lets us stride up walls much like in-game. And for Ranger, we'll grab Time Dilation Cascade, letting us make several attacks in one turn, but leaves us with few actions the next turn. Very similar to being caught out after using all your abilities and rivals. And there he is. Black Panther is fast, marks and hunts down prey, makes them vulnerable to him, while many builds become viable early on. don't get me wrong, this build is good early on, but it doesn't come into its own as Black Panther till late in its build. We had to go far to make sure we had everything.
Actually?
Do you hear that?
I hear what?
Must have just been the wind.
So, yes, Black Panther has a damage boost when he gets low health. But, in truth, there is no mechanic for that in Pathfinder 2e. However, at the rate that they release stuff, a class or dedication will be out the day before this video goes live and ruin the whole thing. So I do apologize. But at the moment, there just isn't a thing for that. But go out there and devastate encounters, and don't use all of your abilities at once, or you're gonna get caught out.